Hi, I'm Cheryl Bliss, and I'd like to welcome you to the second episode of The Story Behind the Song. And today we're going to be talking about the song Oceanside. And this song is pretty special because it came out pretty instinctually. It didn't take a lot of struggle or manipulation. It was just a matter of paying attention and figuring out what the song needed. And it reminds me a lot of how instinct is so important to songwriters and artists and producers because songs kind of lead you and you lead them also, and it's really a call and answer, and you really have to pay attention in order to kind of get what the song is supposed to be and really bring out its best, coax out the best in it. So before we go any further, let me play you a little section of Oceanside.
When the rainbow shines on the wall and no one's waiting, there's no one waiting.
Okay, so that's Oceanside. And so as I usually do when I write songs, the first thing that I came up with was the music. And I knew from the start what kind of feeling I wanted to evoke with this song. So I sat down at my keyboard and I just was working away, and I came up with this keyboard part. So I came up with that first. And the timing was probably a little bit different right at the beginning, but I began to build the melody on top of that, and I started to sing. And as I was singing, I kind of shortened some parts and lengthened other parts, and that's where instinct comes in. I kind of felt what was supposed to happen. So after I did that, while I was making up the melody, I was also singing actual kind of stream of consciousness syllables over the top, just whatever came out of my mouth. It could be words, it could be entire phrases, it could just be sounds. And there are a couple of reasons to do that. And one of those reasons is a lot of times when you sing stream of consciousness, especially if you don't know what the song is supposed to be about, your singing can kind of inform you. You can come up with some kind of phrase that just comes out of you, and you build your song around that. You realize what the song is supposed to be about based on that phrase. And another good reason to do that is that when you sing, the sound of the syllables that you make is really important, because the sound of words is really important in music. And it's not like poetry where you can just pick the most potent word in your entire vocabulary to fit to create the emotion you want to create and to color the picture the way you want to color it. With songwriting, the sound of the word is equally important to what the word means. So when you sing those syllables and those sounds, you can kind of replace them with words that have that sound and get that full feeling, the musical feeling of the words in your song. So this song is about the true deep love of a couple that has lived life together, that has truly lived, experienced the good and the bad and all the aspects, and has truly loved each other through the whole process. And now they're at the point, at that moment, where they're losing each other. And this song is kind of based on a story that my husband told me about his parents. And his parents were they were musicians. Surprise, surprise. They were professional jazz musicians, and they grew up in Southern California in Oceanside, as a matter of fact. And they went to music high school, and that's where they met, and they got married shortly thereafter. And his dad played guitar, and his mom played upright bass, and she sang. And they played in clubs all around the Southern California area, all kinds of cool jazz clubs and stuff. And basically grew up together and raised 5 kids and really lived a life together. And one day, a long time ago actually, when my husband was quite young, his dad came to him and said, the doctors have found out that I'm very ill and I only have a few months left to live. and this was a big shock to everyone, of course. But there was nothing that could be done about it, and my husband remembers that the last day of his dad's life, where he kind of caught a moment. He watched his mom sitting next to his dad as his dad lay in his bed, and just kind of holding his hand and sitting there quietly, tears on her face, and she just started singing, "Someday my prince will come." And as my husband told me this story, we were both just crying, because it's such a picture, such a perfect picture of true love and people who truly know what it is to love at that moment. And the devastation that follows that kind of a thing is really awful, but it's definitely worth the cost, because that kind of love is so rare. So that's what the song is about. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the musical part. So I finished all of my music and the songwriting. I played my Wurlitzer part, sang my vocals and everything, and then brought in the drummer. And I decided, because this song was such a family song, that I was going to bring in family to play on it. So I brought in my wonderful friends here in Austin who are really talented musicians. And first I brought in Fred Mandahano on drums, and he played that lovely, this lovely pan from my kitchen for that big clanging sound that you hear in the song. And he also played just really great drum tracks. And then after that, Charlie Richards came in and played some fabulous, just beautiful steel guitar playing. And then Brian Singhas came in and played bass, and really nice bass track. And then finally, Jacob Hildebrand and Kevin McCullough came in together and kind of worked off each other and did this magical thing that only the two of them can do together, and lay some beautiful guitar parts on the top. So then after that, all I had to do was put a few more vocals on there and just kind of mold what was there a little bit, but I didn't have to do a whole lot, because everything was played right. Everybody played the right thing. It was just great. So that's the story behind Oceanside. I hope you love the song. I really do, and I hope you enjoy the story behind the song.